Clyde Haberman is an American journalist who was a longtime columnist and correspondent for the New York Times. He worked for the Times from 1977 to 2013. Career. Haberman began his association with the New York Times as a copyboy in 1964 and then as City College of New York correspondent. He then worked at the New York Post, returning to the Times in 1977. His assignments included staff editor of the Week in Review section, Metro reporter, City Hall bureau chief and, from 1982 to 1995, foreign correspondent in Tokyo, Rome, and Jerusalem. Over the years, he covered such major events as the Attica prison rebellion in 1971, the fall of Ferdinand Marcos in the Philippines in 1986, South Korea's pro-democracy uprising in 1987, the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe in 1989, the 1990 Iraqi invasion of Kuwait and 1991 Persian Gulf War, the 1993 Oslo Accords between Israel and the Palestinians, the rise of Islamic terrorism in the Middle East and the aftermath of the September 11 attacks in 2001. He wrote NYC, a twice-a-week column on New York, from 1995 to 2011. In 2009 he was part of a Times team that won the Pulitzer Prize for Breaking News, awarded for coverage of the prostitution scandal that led to Eliot Spitz's resignation as New York governor. In his April 8, 2011, column, entitled One Last Attempt to Explain New York City, he announced that it would be his last NYC column. In May 2011, he began writing a column called The Day for the New York Times online City Room blog. That column ended in January 2013, and he began a new series of interviews for the Times. In 2014 he began writing an online series for the Times called Retro Report, linked with video documentaries exploring the long-term consequences of major news stories from the past. He is the editor and writer of The Times of the 70s, the culture, politics, and personalities that shaped the decade, published in 2013 by Black Dog and Amp Leventhal. In 2015 he was inducted into the New York Press Club's Hall of Fame. Haberman now serves as a professor at the Macaulay Honors College at Hunter College, teaching an honors seminar course on the history of New York City. Personal life. Haberman is a graduate of the Bronx High School of Science and City College of New York. He was drafted by the U.S. Army in 1968, serving 2 years in Germany. He is married to Kathleen Jones, former Director of Special Projects at Human Rights First and former Associate Publisher of the New York Review of Books, and has 3 children. Maggie Haberman, Presidential Campaign Correspondent for the New York Times, Zach Haberman, Head of Content at the Daily News in New York, and Emma Haberman, an Events Manager at the New School in New York, and 4 her children, Max, Mary and Dashiell Gregorian, and Eve Haberman.